Hey everyone, Kirk Ensky here with Court One Athletic Club, and today I want to talk about shoulders. Being a tennis facility, dealing with lots of athletes here that end up getting shoulder injuries because of such a repetitive motion, always hitting the ball, swinging the racket. Really, this applies to any sport that involves repetitive arm motion, such as baseball, any racket sports and stuff like that. And you know, there's quite a few factors that can cause injuries to the shoulders. Lack of flexibility and stretching, just weak strength in the shoulders, and one that I really want to talk about is our rotator cuffs. You know, our rotator cuffs are very important to our shoulder stability and how our shoulder can move. And also, they protect us. And I'll give you a little basis of this here. So our shoulder is a ball and socket joint, which, if you see me here, allows me to move my arm in pretty much every direction I want. It's similar to the hip. So what we have here is we have our shoulder capsule, okay? And then we have our humerus bone that sits right in the center of our shoulder. Okay, the rotator cuffs are responsible for keeping that humerus centered in our shoulder joint. Okay, so that keeps it centered. Now, if we have weak rotator cuffs, or we have developed muscles in our shoulders that are too strong for our rotator cuffs because we haven't been training them, what happens is our rotator cuffs can't do the job. So our humerus starts moving, okay? Ideally, when we move, our humerus should just kind of sit there in the center, okay? It should just kind of sit there. It shouldn't really move. But if we have weak rotator cuffs, now we get the humerus moving up towards the top, okay, of that joint, or down or to the side, and now we're getting pinched nerves, pinched muscles, pinched tendons, and creating that pain. All right, bursitis, so inflammation of the bursal sacs, anything like that. So we're getting that injury to the shoulder because we have weak rotator cuffs. And you know, common treatment for this, again, if you already have shoulder pain here, start stretching a lot, icing a lot. You can take meds depending on how rough it is, but I don't recommend that for starters. I recommend starting with ice, stretching, and then also, as you guys know, huge advocate of getting taped here. Getting taped allows that shoulder to have more room to move. So if you have swelling or an impingement going on in the shoulder, this will increase your performance and decrease your pain. So that's a little bit about how to treat it. But as far as weak rotator cuffs go, I'm going to go down to the gym now and I'll show you 4 rotator cuff exercises to do to help decrease the likelihood of getting a shoulder injury. So we'll head down there, and so keep paying attention to this video, and the videos for these exercises are up next. Thanks, Sam. All right, here we are in the gym here, and we're going to go over our 4 rotator cuff exercises. First thing I want to touch on is making sure that we have good posture while doing these exercises. So we want to be stood up nice and tall, nice and straight here. We want to make sure that we're not rotating or bringing our shoulders in. We want to keep our shoulders back and down. So think of our scapula going back and sitting down, so back and down against our rib cage. We're going to start with internal rotation. And with internal rotation, standing up nice and tall. And we're going to bring this arm across the body, okay? Another thing is we want to keep the elbows closest to the body as we can. So keep that arm tight to the body, rotating across. You're going to want to use a nice light weight or band for these. We want to go with high repetition here, low weight, okay? So bringing that band across the body, standing up nice and tall. Internal rotation. Now, number 2, external rotation. Same position, standing up nice and tall, except now we're going to start with the band inside our body, on the inside, and rotate out. Again, keeping the elbow nice and tight to the body, rotating an external rotation here to our shoulder. Alright, the next one also works on a little external rotation. This one I've heard called before wipers, but what we're going to do is lay down on our side. By the way, guys, you can also do external rotation with a dumbbell on the side. This is probably the best position to do it. So with external rotation, again, the body nice and straight here, coming out with the weight. Okay, so if you don't want to do a standing with the band, you can do it this way. However, with the wipers, what we're going to do is bring our one arm up, and we're going to bring our arm over. Okay? So almost like you're crossing your arms out in front of your body while you're laying sideways. With this one, we're going to rotate that arm up. Again, nice and lightweight, going for as many reps as you can. Our 4th exercise here for the rotator cuffs is a prone external rotation. This is probably the hardest one, and sometimes, guys, doing this one without weight is plenty. So we're going to lay all the way down on your stomach. Alright? You're going to bring your arm up, rotate down, come back up. Again, you want to try maintaining the elbow to be at shoulder height. On that last one again, guys, sometimes no weight works great. Okay? It's a very hard movement to do, but I hope you take, when you practice these 4 movements for your rotator cuff, so that you can help prevent injuries to your rotator cuff and other areas or aspects of your shoulders, and prevent impingements from happening. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, so I did those videos a couple days ago about the rotator cuffs, and I just want to take a little bit more time today and expand a little bit more on the shoulders, because what I want you guys to understand is the shoulders are a very complex structure. We have a lot going on, okay? The rotator cuffs are just a deep muscles, or 3 deep muscles into our shoulder that really help with stabilization and the function of our shoulder. They're extremely important, and if you get a rotator cuff injury, ask someone who's had surgery, or ask someone who has a torn rotator cuff. It is almost never the same. It just doesn't heal. The surgeries are very unsuccessful. So take time to make sure that you're really strengthening those. But in general, we have a lot more that's going on. We have all our deltoid muscles. We have attachment points for our biceps and our chests and our traps all coming together in this area. And it's very, very important that if you do get an injury, that you take the time to properly rest, heal, ice, recover. Because if you just keep pushing through it, you could make it worse. So take the time, if you do have an injury, to recover. But on top of that, take the time to properly train them past the rotator cuffs, getting the deltoids, getting everything stretched out, flexibility, mobility in the shoulder, so that you don't create those injuries. So all in all, guys, just really take care of it. It's a complex structure. If you don't know properly what to do, find someone who does and get help, making sure you're properly resting, recovery, and healing in any kind of injury, and then starting with a strong base and the rotator cuffs, exercising that, strengthening those, and going to the delts and working your way out. If you guys have any other questions about this, just let me know. Thanks for watching.